Okay, so if you're like me and you have to send a large file to somebody, like a client, this is a common problem. Like a 4K file is like 2 gigs on like a short video. It could be bigger. This is a compromise, so don't do it for everything, but if you need to get something over, download the software Handbrake from handbrake.fr. It's free and open source, works on Mac and Windows and Linux. But anyways, right click on your file that you have after you've installed the software, open with Handbrake, and then there's a ton of presets in here. I just do a really simple conversion. So I go to the presets, click the drop down, go to web, then I go to YouTube, high quality 4K, changes it to 60 frames per second. I change it back to the frame rate of the video, which in this case is 23.976 for this video I'm working on. And then the quality, which is right here, this is the most important thing to change. Sorry. You just need to make sure this comes down, but not too far to the point where you lose too much quality. So I've found that like 23.5 is like the furthest I would be willing to go to compromise on quality, and that can sometimes half the size of your file or even make it smaller. You can go further, but this is what YouTube does when it compresses it on their server, is it compresses the bit rate down. And then change your location to be like your desktop or something so it's easy to find, and then simply press start and it'll start processing the file. Sometimes I'll rename the file like 001, as you can see here, and that's mainly just so I know it's the compressed version, it doesn't mess up the other one. It'll have an estimated time of completion, and then once it's complete, it'll have a much smaller file to work with. So generally this takes longer on slower machines, but if you let it do its thing, it'll finish it pretty quickly. You'll have a much smaller file that's still fairly good for someone to chop up for, let's say, social media or something. So this isn't the best tutorial, but at least it gets you started. And you can also save presets. If you like this preset for lots of content, you can save it and name it, and then you can have it as a drop down in here for your own presets to do things. So hopefully that's helpful, and that should get anybody started on how to compress a file with Handbrake to deliver to a client for maybe some social media cuts.